Have you ever wondered what our ancestors ate thousands of years ago? Now let's embark on a journey back to a time when the supermarket was the great outdoors and the menu was dictated by what you could catch or find. Picture the earliest humans, our prehistoric ancestors, living in the hunter-gatherer era. Their diet wasn't quite as varied as ours, but it was surprisingly balanced. They hunted animals and foraged for plant foods, eating everything from roots, berries and nuts to fish, birds and larger game. This was a time when food was not just about sustenance, but also about survival. Imagine the sheer physicality of this lifestyle. Every meal required a hunt, a chase, a climb. There were no preservatives to keep food fresh, no refrigeration to store it. It was a world of eat or be eaten, find or be found. Then came a pivotal moment in our culinary history, the discovery of fire. This wasn't just a source of warmth or a means to ward off predators. It was a revolutionary tool in food preparation. Cooking over fire not only made food more palatable, but also easier to digest, unlocking new sources of nutrients and energy. Think of the first time a piece of meat was held over a flame. The heat searing the flesh, the aroma wafting through the air. Our ancestors may not have realized it then, but this was the dawn of gastronomy, the birth of the culinary arts. The discovery of fire also led to social changes. People began to gather around the fire, sharing food, stories and experiences. It was the beginning of communal eating, the prototype of our modern-day dinner parties and barbecues. So the discovery of fire was our first step in the long culinary journey that has brought us to the food we know and love today. As we move forward in this series, we'll explore how this journey has evolved, from the agricultural revolution to the industrialization of food, and even take a peek at what the future of food might look like. Stay tuned for a delicious ride through history. But before we continue, please like, share and subscribe. This will really inspire me to create more of these videos for your entertainment, awareness and knowledge. Imagine a world where you have to grow everything you eat. Sounds daunting, doesn't it? Yet, this was the reality for our ancestors during the Neolithic Revolution, a period around 10,000 years before Christ. This era marked a significant shift in human history as we transitioned from nomadic hunter-gatherers to settled farmers. The Neolithic Revolution, or as we often call it, the Agricultural Revolution, was a time of significant change. For the first time in history, humans began to cultivate grains like wheat, barley, and later rice and corn. These grains were not just sources of food, they were the seeds of civilization. But it wasn't just about growing crops. The agricultural revolution also witnessed the domestication of animals. From dogs to sheep, goats, pigs and cattle, animals became an integral part of human life. They provided us with meat and milk, helped us in farming, and even became our companions. In this newfound stability, humans started experimenting with their food, and thus bread and beer were born. Yes, you heard it right. The first bread and beer traced back to this era. These weren't just dietary staples, they were symbols of community and hospitality. Bread, the product of harvested grain, and beer, the result of fermented grain, became the cornerstones of our diet. The agricultural revolution was not just about food. It was a revolution that changed the course of human history. It reshaped our societies and the way we live. We went from being wandering nomads to settled communities. We built the first cities and established the earliest forms of government. We developed trade, arts and culture. All these were possible because we learned to grow our food. The agricultural revolution not only changed what we ate, but it also reshaped our societies and the way we live. Ever wondered how our diets became so diverse and flavorful? Let's delve into the rich tapestry of the spice trade and its remarkable role in shaping the global cuisine we relish today. The spice trade, dating back to more than 4,000 years ago, was no mere exchange of commodities. It was a grand saga of exploration, risk, adventure, and a relentless pursuit of flavors. Spices such as cinnamon, cardamom, and cloves from the magical lands of the East were prized possessions in ancient civilizations, often worth more than their weight in gold. This insatiable hunger for exotic tastes led to the great age of exploration. Adventurous mariners set sail into uncharted seas, driven by the promise of peppercorns and nutmeg. Christopher Columbus, Vasco da Gama and others, while seeking quicker routes to the spice-rich Orient, stumbled upon new continents, forever altering the course of history. But the spice trade did more than just fill the coffers of traders and explorers. It brought about an unprecedented blending of culinary traditions. Imagine Italian cuisine without tomatoes, brought back from the New World, or Indian curries without chilies, native to South America. The global spice trade weaved together the world's culinary traditions, creating a rich tapestry of flavors that continues to evolve even today. Spices also played a pivotal role in colonization. The quest for control over the lucrative spice routes led to the establishment of colonies in far-off lands. From the Dutch in Indonesia to the British in India, the fingerprints of the spice trade can be seen in the cultural and culinary imprints left by these colonial powers. So, the next time you bite into a spicy taco or savor a fragrant curry, remember the intrepid explorers, the brave sailors, and the shrewd merchants who risked it all in the quest for spices. Their daring adventures not only changed the course of history, but also gifted us with the diverse and flavorful global cuisine we enjoy today. The spice trade was an integral part of history that brought flavors from around the world to our plates. How did we move from farm-fresh food to supermarket shelves? Now that's a question that takes us on a journey through a transformative era in our food history, the era of industrialization. In the late 18th century, the world began to shift from manual and animal-based labor to machine-driven production. This shift, known as the Industrial Revolution, had a profound impact on every aspect of life, including food production and preservation. Suddenly, the idea of year-round access to a variety of foods became a reality, and the way we interacted with our food changed dramatically. One of the earliest innovations was canning, a method of food preservation invented in the early 19th century by a Frenchman named Nicolas Appert. The process involved cooking food inside a sealed glass jar, effectively killing bacteria and extending the food's shelf life. This was a game changer. For the first time, food could be stored for long periods without spoilage, making it possible to transport food across vast distances. Next came refrigeration, a discovery that further revolutionized food preservation. In the mid-19th century, mechanical refrigeration systems were developed, allowing for the storage and transportation of perishable goods. No longer were we slaves to the seasons. We could now enjoy fresh produce and dairy products year-round, regardless of the local climate. But perhaps the most significant change was the advent of mass production. As factories sprouted up across the landscape, food production became faster, cheaper, and more efficient. This led to the rise of processed foods and the supermarket culture we know today. However, it's important to remember that these advancements weren't without their drawbacks. The shift to industrialized food production distanced us from traditional food preparation methods. We traded the intimacy of home-cooked meals for the convenience of pre-packaged goods. The rhythm of sowing, reaping, and cooking was replaced by the hum of machines and the ring of cash registers. Industrialization has made food more accessible than ever before, but it has also led to a disconnect from traditional food preparation methods. It's a trade-off that continues to shape our relationship with food to this day. Are we on the brink of a new food revolution? It may sound like a plot from a science fiction novel, but this is our reality. Today, we are witnessing a remarkable shift in how we produce and consume food. We are seeing the rise of cutting-edge food technologies that promise to revolutionize our plates and our planet. Let's look at lab-grown meat, for instance. Picture this: a world where we can enjoy a juicy steak or a crispy chicken wing without harming a single animal. It's a tantalizing prospect, isn't it? This is no longer a far-fetched dream. In laboratories across the globe, scientists are growing real, edible meat from animal cells. This could be a game-changer, not just for animal welfare, but also for our environment. Then there's vertical farming, another groundbreaking innovation. Imagine skyscrapers filled with lush green crops right in the heart of bustling cities. Vertical farming allows us to grow food in controlled environments using less water and land. This could be a solution to the growing demand for food as our global population continues to rise. And let's not forget genetically modified organisms or GMOs. Through genetic manipulation, we can create crops that are resistant to diseases, pests, and harsh weather conditions. This technology could help us secure a steady food supply in a world grappling with climate change. But these advancements also raise important questions. What are the ethical implications of lab-grown meat? Can we ensure that GMOs are safe for consumption? How do we balance progress with preservation? As we stand on the cusp of a new era in food history, we are left to ponder what the future of food will taste like. Will it be a world of lab-grown delicacies, vertical farm-to-table meals, and genetically enhanced fruits and vegetables? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the future of food is here, and it's nothing short of exciting. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos. And as always, leave any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in the comments section. See you in our next videos.